on the topic of fundraising, sort of two macro thoughts. I have this conversation a lot, and a lot of this I've learned from people I respect a lot as well. The first one is when to do it, and the answer is as far down the path of product as you possibly can go. Don't go in and pitch an idea. Super, super hard to do. You have less than a 1% chance of success. Ideally, get yourself to an MVP, get yourself paying customers, not a lot, a couple, right? Get yourself in a position where you have users using it for real, right? All of the types of traction things you can do, you really need to do. And people will say, well, how do I do that without money? And I'll answer them and say, that's in the list of the impossibly hard things to do with startups. You have to just figure it out. And there's no easy answer. There's no book you can read that'll tell you that. It's just one of those things about startups that's super hard. So you have to do it however you can, get that MVP, get customer validation, and then you've got a shot. And then, my second thing, maybe that certainly ties into that, is, then you're raising that first round of money, the very first round, right? Which oftentimes is angel money, high net worth individual who's personally writing a check to invest in your startup. And how do you do that? And I think some of my observations or thoughts on that is, when you are pitching an investor, they are looking at three things. They're looking at team, market, product. And people will debate you over the order that is in, but I would advocate that's the right order. So first, they're looking at your team. Do you have what it takes to build this startup and solve this problem? Then they look at market. Is the market opportunity exciting that you can create a startup that can grow really big and reasonably quickly? And then three is the product. Do you have a product that actually solves the problem that market needs? Those are the three things. And so your job as an entrepreneur is to de-risk those three things to an investor such that they want to invest in your company. So when it's your first round, think through each of those buckets and how can you de-risk that? The interesting thing about investors, one of the interesting things is oftentimes they don't really know your business. They don't know your market. They don't know the problem you're solving. And so huge risks there on the market and product checkboxes because you have to teach them about it. And oftentimes I encourage people to not do that. Don't find people where they already know, right? Especially that first round of funding. So your job to de-risk, team, market, product. One, find an angel who knows your market. Find an angel who will understand your product. Find an angel who's lived the problem personally that you're solving. Then I'll get asked, well, how do you do that? And I'll say, well, just do it. Go find them. Where do people like that hang out? If you're selling a product to accountants, where do accountants hang out? Do they do meetups? I'm sure they do. Do they do networking events? I'm sure they do. Go there and talk to them and find the ones who are successful. You can find that. We have really, really good abilities to find information like that these days on the internet. So go and find those people. So find people who understand the problem you're solving. Then you've checked the box, right? You don't have to tell them about your market because they are your market. So they'll go, cool, okay. Yeah, I get that problem. How are you solving that? Show them the product. Again, they're going to get your product because they get the market, and then more of your time is spent around de-risking the team, and more of them is telling them about you and how you're going to be the one to do it. And this is why you see a lot of startups raising friends and family money. Well, why are they doing that? Well, they're doing that because friends and family, you've de-risked the team, right? They know friends and family probably know nothing about your market. They probably won't understand your product, but a huge checkbox on the team because they're your uncle. So they know you, they know what you are, or if they're not investing in you as your uncle, then that's probably another indication of a problem. But that's why friends and family happens because it checks the team box. So your job raising that first round is go into it knowing that, and then find out how you can de-risk each of those categories. And finding angels who understand your problem because they lived it and they're now in that category of angel investor is a great way to do that.